Hello everyone, my name is Annie Boudreau. I am the founder here at School of Reverence, and this is the brand new 8-part series here on my little velvet couch. I was trying to consider what I'd want the theme of these 8 weeks to be. Each week will be a reflection of what we learn in the Embodied Wonderment Facilitator training. That will be starting hopefully in January. I have to check in with my own energy levels. If it doesn't start in January, it'll start in the spring. And so stay tuned for those dates. And so I thought I'd give you a little bit of a taster of what we talk about in trainings, how we resource ourselves through the trainings. And so I was considering what conversations I've been part of hearing, attuning to lately, and it just feels like the conversation is, we fucking need each other right now. It's like it's intense out there, for most people. And how do we resource ourselves to really show up well for others? And so this 8-part series will be called How to Be a Kind Friend. And there's a little bit of a different texture between, for me, it's not just a little bit, it's quite a different texture between being kind and being nice. And what's truly needed right now is kindness. Niceness is kind of that appeasing, just make sure everybody's happy, don't rock the boat too much, say what people want to hear. Yeah, fuck that. That's not what's needed anymore. What we truly need is being honest, being really present to the moment, attuning to what's actually happening without all the stories that we're making up about it. And so kind doesn't always feel fuzzy and warm. Kind has a devotion to the present moment, a devotion to the intrinsic health of ourselves and for those that are, and for our friends. That might not mean too much for you, but here's what I'd like you to consider for now. Let's take a few breaths. And start following your breath for a moment. So follow your inhale all the way to its natural end. And follow your exhale. And as you do that and create a little space to notice, bring into your periphery your current relationships, your friendships. And first, kind of really notice all the things that are benefiting you right now within your friendships. How your friendships are nourishing you. And not just the friends coming towards you, but you also. How you're showing up as a friend. How is that benefiting you? How is that nourishing you? So both ways. And you might even notice how your body relates or reacts to this thought of your friendships right now. So as I consider what nourishes me in my friendships, I feel myself more magnetized towards my heart, like I'm holding it close. There's a sense of warmth there. I settle a little bit. I feel joy. And just let that be for a moment. And now bring into your periphery the places, the areas in friendships where you feel stuck, where there's a little sticky, icky, where you easily feel kind of more resentment than connection, or fear or confusion. And that might be coming from you, it might be coming from another, where you just don't know what to do, you don't know what to say, you don't know how to be. So consider those parts, and I know there are. we're human, so relationships aren't all flowy and delicious. So really notice where resistance lies within yourself, within relationships. And so therefore consider how you'd like to meet this. So making a little bit of a commitment towards yourself, like, I do feel stuck here and I would like to be more resourced so that I can show up with more kindness towards myself and towards those around me. And so checking into that, this is what will, because as you follow this 8-week series, I'd love you to have something directly to work with. So maybe it's a person that you know right now that you are feeling stuck with, that you like more resources around. Maybe it's just a part of yourself that's not quite showing up in the relationships that you're with, that you want to, attune to, be kind to, meet with compassion. So even after listening to this little talk, write it down and make a commitment to witnessing it and resourcing yourself around it and seeing if you could shift it a little, transform it somehow. Sound good? So here's the view. Here's the view that we're going to come in with for the next 8 weeks or so. The view is one of intrinsic health. So for me, that means that no matter how confused, constricted, ill, claustrophobic I might get, there is always health and sanity ready to access. This is intrinsic. No one can destroy that, not even myself. And that's why I'm sure you felt this, where you've been so stuck and so in your head, and then suddenly, bam, you have this zap of insight that just kind of gets you out of it. Or someone says something and you're like, oh, you get it right away. That's because you don't have to create this health, create this sanity. It's just always there ready to access when we can slow down, when we can come back to ourselves and really see what's needed. This is really helpful for me as someone that lives with persistent pain. This means that, and for those that are living with particular mental health struggles right now, this means that even though I have this on a daily basis, I am also healthy. So I can be living with a chronic illness, a chronic pain, whether physical or emotional, and be healthy all at once. And so that's huge for me. That broadens my landscape, right? I've got this one piece, yes, that's stuck, but then I've got all of these other pieces that are really sane and healthy and can resource me. So that's the view that I come with, and that's the view that I show up for others. That no matter where they're at, I know that there's some health there, ready to access. And then the ground that that we'll walk on the next for these next few weeks is one of compassion and one of really skillfully resourcing ourselves. So I'll offer kind of nervous system education, compassion training, embodied practices, these kind of things that we need to really show up skillfully for each other. And then the fruition of all that is kindness. Then when we really start with ourselves and get to know ourselves with compassion and trust in our sanity, then we're more able to show up with others with kindness, with care, and really engage with our world. And that's my jam. That's my jam. To trust myself means that I can fully have deep reverence for others. So that's the starting point of being a kind friend. Can you be a kind friend to your own fine self? We'll find out. Okay, so for now, let's take a few breaths and just check in now that you've kind of heard these words from me and this kind of little path to observe for the next few weeks. Just check in how you are right now. See if there's a word there for you. I'm feeling somewhat, I feel like a bubbly, like excitement of, building this friendliness towards myself feels exciting right now. And I hope it does for you too. So you can leave in little comments how you are now, even a place where you know that you're stuck in relationships that you just want someone to witness. You can put that down. For me, it's definitely the piece that I'm working on very deeply. I have for the last 6 months or so is this texture of appeasing, needing to people please. So that's really what I want to meet with, lots of friendliness and compassion, so that I may be more skillful around that and show up in a more honest way, in a way that's more nourishing for myself and for those that I'm around. So let me know what you want to work on as far as relationships go. And I look forward to spending these next weeks with you and unraveling all that. Okay, much love, everyone. Mwah.